Hey guys, Dell here. I want to talk with you about what I'm doing this month with this jacket, which is I'm wearing it every day as much as possible to break it in as much as possible. You know, they say a leather jacket looks the worst it ever will on day one, and that with wear it looks better, which we'll talk about in a second. But I do want to just kind of show you what this jacket looks like right now. If you haven't been following along with my shorts, this is day 7 of the month, and the 7th day in a row that I've worn this jacket quite a bit. And so I want to give you a little visual update about where we are. You can see the front panels have started showing a little bit of wear, especially around this zone with the two pockets next to each other. The tension between them and the sitting position that I'm in often when I'm wearing it. And some creasing going on. I used this pocket a little bit this week, so you know it's actually currently unzipped and it's got some zone around there that's showing. This is pretty common that we would see wear around the pockets because the pockets are stiffer than the surrounding leather. The arms are really where it's at when it comes to Evo here and change. It's got a little bit of stretch out here behind my elbow, and you can see the grain kind of showing better all along the arm, all the way up, all around on both sides. There's some kind of interesting patterns here. I think that the underlying hide has kind of started to show some of that grain that had been a little bit hiding. It's starting to pop out a little more. And just in general, we're seeing a lot of development on the arms and the front. The back is a different story, however. Really very little Evo showing on the back at all. The only real zone that's showing back there is the lower back panel, the separate little kidney zone. There's two reasons I think for that. One, that layer is typically drawn from a different part of the hide or just a slightly different panel than the rest of the leather. It is, after all, its own separate piece. And sometimes you might just have inherently different grain in that part. It also is the part that when I'm sitting in a seat, for example, my car seat, that is getting the most pressure and friction and rubbing in that seated position. So that little panel is really kind of absorbing all of the change, all of the tectonic pressures that are causing the changes in this leather as I wear it. So no surprise that it's showing the most wear. I'll show you again real quick. I'll stand up. All in all, it's been kind of a fun experience to be breaking in a jacket this way, really wearing it all the time. I would say it's an easier experience to do this than, say, trying to break in a pair of boots by wearing it all the time. Because with the boots, you'll end up with really terrible blisters or achy feet, just a really bad time. You really have to kind of space out the wears when you're breaking in boots. But with a jacket, it's not as necessary to do that. You really can wear it to hell and back and keep on wearing it to get the break-in process going. Now, why does it look better? Why would I be doing this? Am I just using up my jacket? It's fun to observe the process, honestly. It truly is. It's kind of a pleasure to have these check-ins where I'm seeing what changes have developed in the jacket. Why is that? I think it's because these changes are a reflection of my wear. They are the fruits of my labor in a way. It's the same thing. Just any kind of time you have a project and you see progress being made, it's that satisfaction. It is also, I think, it looks as a more worn-in jacket. It looks like a item that has some stories behind it, some history behind it. It looks like an item as a not completely crisp, fresh new item. When we're talking about items that are not fine wool suits, crisp white dress shirts, certain types of formal wear really look best when they look completely unblemished. And the idea is to project this image of kind of artificial perfection in a way with these kinds of garments. When we're talking about leather jackets and workwear and denim, canvas and military garb, these items are meant to be worn. And I think that we all know that they look better when they're worn because they look like they've actually been used to their purpose, or at least, if not for their purpose, they've been used. And by wearing them, we help it to achieve that vibe and that feeling. And so it helps it to really kind of fit in with your outfit and fit in with whatever kind of image you're trying to project, if that is something you're trying to do. As someone that's a leather jacket nerd, I obviously will wear a leather jacket that's not broken in, and I'm okay with that. But it does tend to make me stand out more than if you see someone that has an old beat up leather jacket or a jacket they've been wearing a lot. You kind of have an assumption that that jacket fits in better with what that person's about. You know what I mean? So those are reasons why to break it in. This jacket, that's what I'm trying to do. I really like it, and I'm trying to get it to fit in with me better. And in a way, I'm also fitting in better with it. Literally, the jacket is stretching and bending around my body and becoming more comfortable to wear. So we got a kind of a variety of reasons to pursue this kind of break-in. Are you breaking in any leather jackets now that we're getting into the cooler temperatures? Which one have you chosen? Have you had a jacket that you tried to break in and it just didn't work out? Hit me up. I do have one trick for breaking in a leather jacket. It's the only one that I've personally done, which I'll be sharing soon. It's not complicated. It involves water or rain. Have a good one.